Hi everybody, Matt Geary for Geek Pride and the Geek Pride cast, and I'm just saying there's a very strange little dot on my screen there, which is gone. Anyway, Matt Geary for the Geek Pride cast here on this Thursday night. We've been away for a couple of weeks, so we're back and we're better than ever. Tonight we have three geeks. A gaggle of geeks. What would you call a group of geeks? A gaggle of geeks to join you on your trip through, I don't know, geekdom, geek stuff. What the hell's just happened there? Oh, we got a mic. 1 minute. Let me change.
All right.
1 minute. Let me change this. You've messed with my thing, man.
Yeah, I thought I would. I realised that you were doing video, and I was like, yeah, it is video, and I do have the facilities.
Right. Let me just do this then.
I was just literally sharing the page on Facebook, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh God, face!"
You were instantly, powerfully aroused. I get that. That's fine.
No right, comment. Okay. Let me just change this then. Alter the so everybody can see Michael and.
Oh, look at that! It's my face.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just change this down here.
Well, all I can see is
world. Hello.
Not on the Skype, but on the Geek Pride page.
I'm sorry, lads.
Space.
Right.
I'm well annoyed.
Wait, 1 minute. Let me do your introductions first. People might know who the fuck you are. Like, everybody's going to know who you are, Michael. But anyway, because I've got a really good introduction for you, Mike.
All
I've been thinking about it all day.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agreed to the podcast 2 hours ago, but sure, you've been thinking about it all day.
Well, do you know what? I've actually been thinking about it for slightly longer than all day, because when I was throwing down the gauntlet of maybe joining you and fighting off about Lord of the Rings in Pitch Please.
Ah, yeah.
Or maybe sort of being the person who sort of adjudicates between you, Callum, and Ben. I was thinking, I need introductions for everybody, and I was thinking of like really long ones, and I came up with kind of one for you, which I'll probably mess up, but yeah. So, okay, so for all of you listening and obviously watching, we have D to the Izzo, Daniel Delargy. We have Atlas and Pears, Dan the Stairs, John Joe Cosgrove.
Good evening, everyone.
And we have... Alright, okay, let's hope I don't fuck this shit up. Alright, okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have the beast from the southeast, the mammoth from Medway, I've forgotten the second bit. Right. The mammoth from Medway. The man has more projects than American Inner City. Please like his Facebook. Please like his YouTube page. Please like his YouTube page. I'm messing up now. God damn it! Because it was going to be like this prolonged thing. Because obviously you've got lots of projects. So I was going to go through. I was going to list them all. And
that's
like,
half the podcast.
Yeah. I'll not do it.
He so desperately wants to be like it's Mike Corbett. That's what it boils down to. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Or a desperate fat man. What I am.
Yeah, so Mike Orvis, there we go.
Hello.
Welcome back.
World. Hi. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I felt like I've been like eked out of the podcast a little bit. You keep doing it in secret, so I yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm in.
Just like school.
Yeah. Okay, so before we started this podcast, you had you dropped a little bomb on us, saying,
"Mate, fucking like I'd love to drop a little bomb and go check this shit out, but the internet is not my friend. I'm trying to get something on a thing. Well, we can try it. Let's try it. I'm going to try and import this thing into Audacity, and then if it works, then that's great. But what I've got is a video file. Use the import. I've got libraries. Right, hang on. Right, just keep talking amongst yourselves, and then once I've done it, I can or we can just go from there.
Christina,
I'm being really useful.
Christina, our Romanian geek prider, has said, "I'm always surprised that Mike's voice is not very high pitched."
Not sure what that means.
You look like a guy who should have a high pitched voice.
Thanks.
Right, so Mike is basically trying to load
Hang
something.
on, did you just grab your guitar? I just heard the sound of a guitar.
No, I didn't bring my guitar with me, unfortunately.
Maybe. Well, what do you mean bring it with you? Have you not got one like on the wall or something?
Not in the man cave, unfortunately. It's up in my bed where I deal my man playing. I'm like, you know, I just get in the bed and I look
don't
all
need
it.
to know about your man playing. Not okay.
Chapman Lee says hello on Facebook. Hey, Chappers, how are you, man?
As in chappers.
Chapman Lee, as in you. Yeah, from you see it at conventions and stuff.
No, as in the guitarist.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just fucking chappers. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so John Joe and Daniel. Well, Mike's faffing around. What have you been up to? What's going on?
There's just one quick thing I want to mention is you speaking about conventions. My little sister, she went to MCM London Expo at the weekend, and I asked her, just for one little thing, I asked her to get me the autograph of Mr. Chris Barry, Rimmer himself. And I asked if he could do a little favour, if he could sign it to a certain way. So I have an autograph picture of him signed as Captain Bollocks. And I love it. I love it. It's the best autograph I've ever had.
Who else did I see you getting an autograph from recently, John Joe? Oh, it was Iron Maiden's very own
Bruce Dickinson.
Bruce Dickinson. Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was bloody brilliant. It was 3.5 hours waiting outside in the fucking rain in London, but it was worth it. And I'll tell you what, the guy was humble as anything. He just wanted to chat. He just wanted to shake hands. He asked about your interest in his music, and I was like, wow, this is actually a really nice guy. Kind of made up for 3.5 hours waiting, but
he flew my plane once, John Joe.
Really?
Because he did commercial piloting, didn't he? The guest pilot, he did commercial piloting. He flew our plane when we were going to Egypt once. So it's just like, holy shit, that's Bruce Dickinson flying my plane.
How does he announce that though? Does he go, "This is your captain speaking"?
I hope you don't have a fear of the dark. Because we're going to turn off our lights when we land. So.
Coming to Cairo and pitch black.
Yeah, this is flight 666.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah. That was just like my dad was like, who? And I'm like, Dad, fucking Bruce Dickinson. Christina says, Mike, it was meant to be a compliment.
How is that meant to be a compliment?
I have no idea.
Please explain to me in what circle that's supposed to be a compliment.
And Dean Brignall says he does piloting still. He's in his own. He's an owner of a Cardiff Aviation. All right, cool, brilliant, nice. Didn't know that. I knew he did flying the planes. He does sort of documentaries and stuff now and again as well. So, yeah.
And he was an Olympic fencer for a bit.
No way.
No, he done everything.
Is that what he did when he left, when Blaze Bailey started? So he just he left and went, I'm going to do some fencing.
I think he was too busy getting tongue cancer from eating vagina.
Wow, because that's how you get tongue cancer, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not kidding, guys. That's
literally
he literally got like the beginning of tongue cancer, and the doctors fucking look it up. It's literally because of all the cunnilingus that he was doing.
No, you're talking shit. You are fucking.
Look it up, then, you bellend.
All right, okay.
If I'm lying.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna just say, you mentioned obviously about Iron Maiden. I've actually interviewed Blaze Bailey.
He plays.
Guy fucking mental.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys we know, the Appletons. They're sort of like, I can't remember the name of their band. It's really bad, but they put on gigs. They put on a lot of. There's like Chris Appleton is one of them, and I think Luke Appleton, and they put on gigs for us in Manchester sometimes when we're playing like Grand Central and things, and they are the backing band for Blaze Bailey. So it's Blaze Bailey and the name of their band, and it's really bad. I've forgotten it. So
and 7 sausages.
Yeah, something like that. Brilliant. Okay, so Mike, have you finished doing what you're going to do, or this is going to be a really boring podcast?
I mean, it doesn't have to be
It's
really
all about
boring.
you, Mike.
Like it's not all. It's not. That's
Well,
what Gentlemanly Chats is for. Like,
you're
you
the
can
ringer.
just do a podcast, and I can just appear at some point. Oh, here we go. That's fucking. And now I've got an MP3 of it. Right. Well, hang on. So what you might get is you're going to get a little bit of how the sausage is made. I don't know why I keep doing making sausage metaphors, but I do.
Are you trying to sell us something,
I got
Mike?
future. So right. So we download that. Right. We got that. That can fuck off. Turn off that.
Katie, wait a minute. Katie Nadine on Facebook has said it's true. He blamed it on it, and it linked has been proven. Holy shit! He got tongue cancer for going down on a girl too many girls.
Not just a girl. Like from it. I mean, it could be the same girl over and over again. But yeah. I think like Rod Stewart got the same.
So basically, are we trying to say that ladies' bits are carcinogenic?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's another example of things that are delicious and good for you.
Oh man, this is probably not the conversation to be had, especially at this moment in time. Unless you're going to say I'm gay afterwards. So.
Whoa! Why can't we say that vagina is delicious? Vagina is delicious, mostly.
Oh,
how is that a bad thing to say?
Please stop, Mike. Please, Michael. Please stop right now.
Delicious.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, where we talk about all kinds of stuff.
Do you know what? When I was first told about Geek Pride, I was told about, you'll be able to talk about your favourite shows, your favourite films. I don't remember vaginas being part of it.
One of my favourite things is eating the vajayjay.
Please, Mike, please stop.
What is... Mate, all the fucking bullshit sexist... I'm like... How is this a bad thing to talk about?
It's not bad, it's just really awkward that you're sitting there and you won't shut up and stop talking about eating vagina.
Why is it awkward? Why is it awkward?
Because we're meant to be doing geek stuff. We're not meant to be talking about... Apparently. Really. Okay, let's quickly... Katie says it's linked between the HPV virus, apparently. So... Sex ed with Geek Pride, says,
oh my God,
says Christina. And that would be the most messed up.
That I was about to sell. This is a true story. I bought a puppet for another website. We did 2 episodes of a web series, and then they went the way of most things. And I've still got this puppet, and I'm like, I need to fucking sell this thing because I'm not doing anything with it. But I will totally do Geek Pride Sex Ed.
Yes.
With a big blue furry monster puppet.
And you have to bring it, and you have to do your Godzilla. Your.
Do you have the Godzilla? Yeah, and they're like together at the minute. I can see them across my room.
Well, there you go.
They're like just chilling.
Maybe you should do a prick show.
Godzilla is the best idea ever.
Mike, I think you should do us a little sort of kind of pilot show right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Alright, hang on.
I was up to earn my holidays. Yeah, no, this is completely fine. This is fine.
Just while this is going on, we've got to say, Daniel, how are you doing?
Yeah, Daniel.
Thank you very much. I just spent an entire week, a week ago, in Ireland, and I got the opportunity to meet my grandparents, which I hadn't done for a while. And oddly enough, it was completely unintentional. The holiday became Game of Thrones themed because we went to the Ulster Museum, and at the Ulster Museum they have the big tapestry, which is sort of like all the way from season 1 to season 7. They had it during the last season and were updating it episode by episode. It's really fantastic, and also just hanging from the ceiling of the Ulster Museum are wicker dragons. That were made from the Ulster Farm Museum by
the Folk Museum. The Folk Museum.
Folk Museum, yeah. And it's fantastic to just see them. And then we went on a couple of walks because family likes walking, and we ended up walking around a couple of places that were. My parents did not intend this, but it turned out they were filming sites for Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And
been there, done that, lived it, man.
Question: have you done the Doors?
No, actually, I haven't done the Doors.
Right.
Ha! Sucky Geary!
Sucky Geary!
Fake Game of Thrones fan. You didn't even do the fucking Doors.
Noob.
But yeah,
Anyway.
for season 6, they were giving out doors to various places in.
They've been giving out doors?
Was it?
That's a weird promotion. I'm going to be honest.
No, because they were from like this grove that they had filmed in Ireland, and they'd been the wind had blown down the trees. So what they decided, completely sort of like taking an opportunity where it falls, they turned the trees that had fallen into woods, which had specific sort of like themes to that particular episode, and they unveiled them episode by episode, and they're all across Northern Ireland. And you can do like a little dot to dot.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know about that. Oh, interesting.
What's really interesting for me.
Just a quick thing. You scared off Katie, Mike. She says, "I'm going back to lessons now because this isn't safe for the school environment." And Christina says, "I will be watching that show, which I'm guessing is your soon-to-be piloted sex education with Geek Pride show."
Absolutely. What I want to do is put Godzilla in like a wig and some glasses, because I think that's just comedy.
Just in the reenactment sessions where it's like, okay, kids, this is how you do the doggy style.
And then just cut to me graphically fucking a Godzilla puppet. I mean, that's what I hear. Is that?
I was thinking the two.
Are we saying
puppets, you want to insert yourself? That's completely your kinks are your own.
I mean, okay, I might have. Have I got this wrong?
What? What do
you don't want me to fuck a puppet?
Please don't.
Not really, no.
Please don't.
I can just imagine it's going to be like one in public service things. So they go, "Hey, this is not how you do it. This is how you do it."
I like the fact that there's a yappy dog in the background of you saying that. That's not how you do it.
I can't help it. I've got 4 fucking Jack Russells that won't shut up.
Right. Anyway, so
2 things. I want to listen to the thing first now, Mike.
Well, like, it's being an asshole.
Can you?
Right,
Have you got an MP3?
Right,
Can you send it to me?
Tell you what, lads. Right, I love you all. I'm gonna fuck off for like 20 seconds so that I can get this done. Talk amongst yourselves, do whatever you need, and then I can just send it to you. All right?
Okay, do that then.
Cool.
All right, we can talk about him when he's away then, and then Dan can carry on about Northern Ireland, his Northern Irish trip.
I'll come back in being like, so vagina. No, I'll be back in there. Right, but I love you, bye.
So,
all right, he's gone now.
He's actually gone. He's actually gone.
He has actually gone. I think he'll be back. He says 20 seconds, so we'll give him 20 seconds. Okay, sorry, Dan, you got interrupted. So you did the tour of all the doors.
No, I didn't get to. I'm planning to. What I did get to do is go see the first door.
Whoa. You're all telling me about these doors, and have you been on the door tour? And I'm like, no, and then I get laughed at, and then you're telling me that you haven't been actually on the tour.
I've been to the first one, and I've got the passport, so I've got all the information like right here in front of me, and I never actually intended to go on this tour because I didn't know about it. The reason I found out about it was because my dad's childhood friend works in Strangford in an inn called the Quin.
Yep.
For season 1 and season 2, whilst they were filming at Castle Ward, which is literally just up the road, the cast of Winterfell holed up in the Quin. They didn't come back for season 3 because it was around that time that the Irish... I can't remember exactly what.
Rebellion? We're very good at rebellion.
No, it was like the national park or something. Something to do with national preserves. They asked for more money because season 1 and season 2 had been such a hit. They were like, right, we want more money whilst you're using this place. And they said, no, fuck off. We will go to this field, which is like half the price, build the castle ourselves and film it there. So that's why they never came back to Strangford. However, they did remember all that my dad's friend had done for them whilst they'd been there, all the hospitality, and they offered him this door back in season 1.
All right, that's cool.
And so he's now part of one of 10 doors that are dotted around Northern Ireland, from Belfast to Enniskillen to Londonderry, and there are various ways of going about. But yeah, it's really it was a fantastic sort of like thing to see, because I didn't know. I walked through the door, looked to the left where the pub is, and it's literally the door to the pub.
Did you go and see the wall at all? Did you go and see where the wall is?
No, unfortunately.
Feel, Daniel, because that was right beside my parents' house. It's literally like 5 minutes down the road, and you'd be like, I can see Matt's house from here. You know, that's it.
I don't stalk you. I don't.
You should do. You should do. All right.
Yeah,
my mum gave me a because my sister's in the second series. Like everybody I know in Northern Ireland, all my mates have been in Game of Thrones at one point in time. You know, beardy guy on the left. I've got a mate who's like super beardy, like Mike.
What a segue! What a segue! Lad! What a lad. Well done.
He's back now. Okay, go on then, Mike. What have you done?
All right, well, I'm gonna send it at you, and then hopefully it'll work. I'm hoping this will work.
Right. Okay.
It should be with you now, if you check Skeep.
Right. So
I don't know whether it will like work, but
I've got to do the chat thing. Where the hell that is? I just want to do the chat.
I can send it to you on Facebook if you want.
Oh no, I've got it here. Accept.
All right, cool.
Accept. We're downloading here.
I've just been sent a text from my mate who said, I was trying to have a little listen with one earphone, and you're going on about oral sex. For fuck's sake, Mike. So that was nice. I mean,
right. So this is.
I don't usually take a stance, but
this is it.
It appears that people are getting upset.
Sometimes you just have to take a stand.
Sometimes you just gotta eat more vagina. Better about your life.
Mike, 1 minute. You guys aren't going to hear this.
All right.
Everybody else is going to be here.
Brilliant.
Everybody else is going to be.
Oh, you mean like the podcast listeners are going to hear it?
Yeah, everybody will hear it.
And the people like only you're going to hear it.
No, everybody else who's going to hear it because it's coming from my computer, so they'll hear it. You guys, it's coming, mate. If you want to listen to it, you'll have to go into the live stream and watch it and stuff. But this is Mike's. This is Mike's new intro.
Do you know it? Have you listened to it yet?
I've listened to like 5 seconds of it, so it's very long.
I did my best Eddie Vedder for you.
Okay, cool. So listen, this is the new podcast intro.
Welcome to the Geek Pride podcast. Welcome to the cast now. We're so glad you came to say hello. Thanks for listening.
That's great, Mike. That was really good.
Thanks, man.
It's very good.
You've got I'm listening to it right now on the lag. There's a little bit of lag, so I'm just listening to it.
Look at that cheeky little Glitter Wolf plug that you got right there.
Yeah, I've been listening to it. Yep.
Oh.
Yes, for everybody, another plug. I was going to mention that in your intro, sir. I was going to go through everything you've done, just so you know it's out there straight away. But so yeah, Mike has a band called Glitter Wolf, and what's the name of that track again?
That's called Night Beast, which is available on iTunes.
Very, very, very good.
I put my hood up because I feel like more of a synthwave artist because they all wear their hoods and like some kind of mask.
And, is that the same one that you gave to Ben for the Tabletop podcast?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to listen into a little extract of Glitter Wolf, please wait and stay tuned.
Wait for a fucking year. Speaking of waiting for a year, by the way, I have to go at 9:15 because I've got to go and record Pitch Please. So just let you know.
Oh, our own podcast. So he goes off faffing around and then he leaves.
Welcome to a fucking new intro.
That's very true, very true. But yes, everybody have a listen to Glitter Wolf. You've got an album coming out soon, don't you?
Yeah, Spectrum. It's going to be out in November, probably latter half of November. Would have been earlier, but I had ridiculous shifts at work where I was pulling sort of 14, 15-hour shifts from about 1 o'clock in the morning till whenever in the afternoon. And really annoyingly, didn't lose my voice, just lost my singing voice. Literally just knocked the top end out of all my voice. So all that lovely high stuff that Christina likes, couldn't do it. Couldn't do a damn bit of it. I was just like...
But yeah, there's something about recording studios. When we were doing our last album, and we were in, and one of my singers went into the booth, and he's a confident sort of guy, could he sing? Not literally couldn't do it. Couldn't sing at all. It literally just went. And it got to the point where we established we had to get him slightly drunk to do it. So we fed him beer until he could sing, and then that's how we carried on. And so every time he came in, we had like a 6-pack there, and so drink that, get in there, and he did it. And that was it.
Excellent.
All
I can't
right.
play any kind of music drunk, man. Like, I get far too creative. As a man who listens to a lot of progressive like rock, you get more than like 2 drinks in me, and I'm just like, suddenly I'm aware of numbers, and because all drumming is numbers, if you didn't realize, and I'm just like, oh, I can play these 5 bars of 4, but I will actually play 4 bars of 5, and that makes and then everyone's looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, just wait for it. I'm going to play 2 bars of 7 and a bar of 6, and you go, what? But it works. I'm like, fuck you. So yeah, that's my life.
Oh, I hate drummers like you.
It's like me. I mean,
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's just, it's always the ones who are really good who decide that in that sort of kind of quite sort of you want a simplistic sort of like hard beat down sort of laden song that doesn't want much in it, and then he's going.
you are the James Hetfield.
And then he wants to use a popcorn snare and everything.
Ah!
That's right, SJS.
Who fucking wants to use a popcorn snare? Shut up and sit down.
Our last drummer, he's an amazing drummer, very good. He decided, because he was a jazz drummer, he goes around the country and he does jazz, but he's a very good metal drummer as well. So he had 1 million bands, as all drummers generally do. They have about 1 million bands, and he decided that he'd just bought himself a popcorn snare. So in our progressive hardcore / metal album that we were doing, he decided that he wanted to use his popcorn snare the whole way through it, and it was horrible, man. You went back and you had this amazing sort of double kick pedal, loads of toms, and then pop with this snare, and you're like, what the fuck have you done? And I swear to God, man, our Rick, our producer, he had to go through and basically edit out every single snare hit and put in a proper snare. And it got to the point where our instrumental at the end, which was like 10 minutes long, he decided, fuck that, I'm not doing it. We went, I don't blame you. So that song, which is amazing, I love it, is slightly ruined by the fact that there's a popcorn snare the whole way through it. It's just amazing. Dean Brignall says, as Mike's first guitarist, yes, this is exactly what it was like trying to play with Mike. I'm going to tune. Silence followed by massive fills.
Don't fucking spend my time. Right, let's fucking have a chat, shall we? As a drummer, to the rest of you dickhead guitarists, my drum kit takes half an hour to set up. That is your time to fuck about, pose with your fucking various instruments, get them all nice and tuned up, so that when I, who have taken the longest to set up, I'm ready to make the noise, so are you. Don't spend the time that I'm setting up the drum kit fucking about. You have all the time in the world to fuck about. It's called not practice. So when we're at practice and I'm set up, and I'm pretty fast in setting up, if I'm honest. I try to, especially when I'm at practice, I'll use like more of a Ringo kit than a Mike Portnoy. You know, just fucking 2 cymbals and plonky toms. But if I'm doing that and then I'm set up, don't fucking spend 10 minutes sorting your fucking life out, because I'm gonna sit there going, I need to see if these drums sound good, because I don't know this room, I don't know this, and then you get people fucking staring at you because they're going me 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 me. I'm like, you could have done that before I came to the fucking venue. Could have done that as I was loading in, because all you had to do was plug a guitar in a box, a Loudon box, and you could have spent your time, instead of flirting with the barmaid, doing that instead. But you didn't, did you? And the thing is, guess who's actually going home with the barmaid? The drummer, because chicks like the drummer. So there.
Hashtag drummer problems. Hashtag drummer problems. In my defense, we get into practice, and my drummer, who is a complete stoner and has that room, we've got it 24/7, 7 days a week. It's our room. It's all set up, and you'll come in and he'll be sitting there smoking a spliff, and he'll just look at you, and you're right, man, this thing's gotta find a new band. He'll be telling us about these new bands. You'll get in, you'll start tuning your guitars, And then once you're ready, he'll get in and then start trying to tune his drums and start banging away. And you're just like, fuck's sake, get it done. And then our old drummer, SJS, was just like you. You'd be sitting there and you would have it all sorted. We let him tune it at the start, and then you'd have a bit of a break. You thought, oh, we'll have a break, fellas. You know, have a bit of banter. You know, bit of bonding. And then all you'd hear is, so John, what are you doing tonight? You know, bam, 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 bam. Fuck up! Shut up! We're trying to talk. And he's just like, bam, 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 bam. And he's like, fuck's sake, drummers. Anyway, so Mike, pilot show, Geek Pride, sex education.
All right. I've lost Godzilla.
No. You have to do it with your other hand then.
Which
Mike.
you think would be fucking quite hard to do because of the size of him. Oh, I forgot how like genuinely quite difficult it is to put this puppet on.
I was gonna think that one of your housemates is you're literally inserting your hand into your housemate right now.
Well, let's hope it's his hand.
Okay. Do I get a music bed, or like are you gonna play music while this happens? Not that I'll be able to hear it, but I think maybe you should.
I've got the intro. I've got the intro sorted.
All right, mate. Yeah, cool. You crack that out.
And now here is Sex Education with Mike and Godzilla.
It's BBC News.
Wait, have you got music? Were you going to play music?
I was waiting for a music bed.
Boom, boom.
What sort of music do you want?
Jazz.
Jazz. All right.
I want some obviously royalty free, but jazz.
Royalty. Let's Google this.
Royalty free jazz.
Free jazz.
Okay. I mean, I am losing sensation in my arm, so if you can hurry it up, that'd be tickety boo, mate. You just crack on. Do we do anything resembling the old podcast now? Like, are there news items? Do we bring in things we like? Is there a show and tell? Like,
I had a couple of things, but I can't remember what I was going to say now.
Okay.
You were enamoured by the show.
Right. Okay.
Hang on, let me move into shot. Let's move my microphone here. Okay, good. That's good.
This doesn't sound like jazz. This doesn't sound like jazz. It sounds like medieval sort of flute music. I'm
down. Perfect. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
We'll do that. We'll play that then.
Good. Fucking hell. Ye old sexy education-y. Oh,
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's use that. Do that.
Hello, Geek Priders. My name's Mike Orbis. You may remember me from literally any project on the internet. I'm here today to teach you about a very important sex act. It's going to bring you and your lover closer together. That's right, rimming. But I can't do this alone. That would be crazy. So I've got a little friend.
Hey, there he is!
And I fucking love rimming!
Daniel, turn down your music ever so slightly.
You're ruining. Thank you. Godzilla just loves a bit of the rim. Correct. I'm not a ventriloquist, so like before you fucking start with your comments, right? I didn't fucking know this was gonna happen.
You gotta do it with your teeth, Michael. You gotta do it.
After saying yes to a podcast 3 hours ago, I was gonna have my fucking hand up at Godzilla, teaching you how to rim. Okay, before you fucking start, just remember that. Okay, there's a process that happened here that I'm not fully cognizant of. Thank you. Godzilla loves. We all do. He's right. We all do. Godzilla, what you say is the biggest problem when having a bit of a rim. And it's something to do with can I say it? Well, I mean, there's not a lot we haven't said already. I mean, you probably just better just go, gotta wipe your ass. Right. I'm glad that he got it out there, because you do have to wipe, and I'm not talking, the quick one at work with the one ply. I mean, I'm talking. You got to go home. You got to get your whatever's out. You know that one, the charming, that stuff. Give yourself a good wipe this way, hither and zither. Right, zither. That's an important move there because you're going to be using that later. Do that because of my giant claws. I know. But normally you're the one receiving the rim because you are king of the monsters. He's right. Ghidorah gives the most incredible rim job that you've ever seen. I mean, does Ghidorah have 3 heads though? So, no, you don't have to. That's, yeah, okay. I mean, that's fair. So, I mean, how much longer do you? I mean, I can continue.
No, that's okay. I think we need that needs to be a thing. No, I'm pretty sure everybody will agree that they want to hear.
Goodbye, Godzilla. That's a really tired joke. Like they were expecting you to say that. Can't you just be cool like one time? Yeah, grow up.
Oh no, you need that music. Do 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 do.
Right. It's like quite
you could do fisting as well, Mike, with Godzilla, couldn't you? Really?
He just did.
purple.
This is episode 2, fisting with Godzilla. So yeah, this is definitely meant to be a geek podcast. We don't generally talk about fisting, rimming, and tongue cancer through vaginas. So, you know,
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes you got to talk about these things. They're important.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
I'm going to be the sad one now. Can we go back to geek stuff?
Yeah. So, yes.
Did you not see Godzilla?
That's Godzilla talking about rimming.
You got a fucking rough from someone called Rimmer. Don't fucking start.
Oh, burn! This is very true.
Joe, why didn't I fucking think of that as well? You fucking done me. I can't believe that.
Nah, Rimmer did you?
Hey. My job at the old Geek Pride, busting chops and being weird. So weird that I'm not allowed to review things. What happened to Pez, by the way? Let's just have a little peek behind the curtain. We were offered a copy of Pez 2017, and I wanted to review it in a manner that would have probably got us banned from Konami. But quite frankly, fuck Konami. You killed Hideo Kojima, basically. You killed Metal Gear Solid, so fuck yourselves. There we go. We got back to
This is not the general view of Geek Pride in general, everybody. This is one man's view.
But I was going to have a right old laugh.
Yeah, we didn't get it. It didn't come through. We get this.
How they do the goals.
Yeah, they send us all these emails saying, "Do you want a copy of this?" And I'm like, "Yes, we'd like a copy of that." And then they never get back to you. And you
know what that is? Because they've got no follow through. Because they'd rather spend all their fucking money on making pachinko machines for Silent Hill. You fucking waste men. Anyway, it's like cool. Has anyone seen the trailer for Metal Gear Survive? Or any of you even remotely bothered?
It looks shit.
It looks fucking awful. It looks so bad. Like people shat on the Phantom Pain, which, by the way, had an incredible story. I don't care if you think I'm wrong because you're wrong.
No, Mike, you're wrong.
Metal Gear Survive is like let's just pour a big old bag of generic cement into the inner workings of the Metal Gear machine and just watch the cogs slowly stop turning and break under the pressure of the bullshit. This is so boring. Like, why did they think in 2017 that it was a good idea? Oh, we've got Metal Gear. What do people like? Stealth, brilliant. Tactical espionage action. Yeah, that's on the case. Do they like that Metal Gear Revengeance? No, because A, Revengeance isn't a real word, and B, Raiden can suck a dick. Oh, okay. What about if we do a bit of Raiden? And are we doing zombies? Are zombies a thing anymore? Yeah. I think they're fresh and new. Fucking 17. Let's do a zombie game. I tell you what it needs as well. What does it need? Co-op. Why? Because we don't actually have a story. So what we can do is we can do co-op because then Let's Players can team up and do it together, and that will give us some revenue that we can steal from their videos. You fucking soulless, scaremongering pricks. I nearly said the C.
Somebody got out of the wrong side of the bed today.
I got on the fucking right side of the bed, and the right side of the bed is the side that sides with fucking Hideo fucking Kojima. Not
I completely
with...
forgot about that game as well, because I remember seeing it at like E3, and then there just being radio silence.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew it was gonna be shit.
Yeah, every time they put out a post about it, I follow Konami because you've got to keep eyes on the enemy. And every time they put out like a Metal Gear Survive, there's just angry faces and sad faces. Like there's never a love. Like it's been universally shit canned. And the fact is, they also killed PT, and I'll never fucking forgive them for that. Because if you go back and play that game, and then see like you look at like the end of that demo and you see the truck with Norman Reedus, and you've got like the names that are up there. You've got Guillermo fucking del Toro, Hideo Kojima, and Norman Reedus were going to be in a game, and Konami thought in their infinite wisdom, don't worry about that. Like,
then you've got Death Stranding there as well.
Yeah, that looks fucking awesome.
That looks
Utterly bizarre.
Yeah. I mean,
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Do you know
You've
what?
not heard of Death Stranding?
Talking about video games, Matt. That's geek stuff. You should know about it. God.
Nerds. I don't talk about geek stuff.
All right, let's go back
Nerds.
to tongue cancer. Come on.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Please don't.
Alright.
Please don't start.
No, we're not.
I've never
But if
been the jock in the room, but I feel tonight a little bit like I'm the jock in the room. About fighting and sex.
But if we can go back to a bit of geek stuff, I have played Super Mario Odyssey, and it is one of the best games I played this year. It's just brilliant.
I've heard
Yeah, it's been getting good reviews, to be honest. Not that I'll agree to Nintendo being a Sega boy through and through.
Oh yeah,
I
where's the
grew
new
up on
Sega
Nintendo.
console?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's it. We might have lost the war, but it doesn't mean I can't be bitter about it.
Still, it's a good. It looks like a really, really good game, and honestly, if I had the money, I would love to buy a Switch and a Mario Odyssey. And I'm really glad that also now they're starting to pick up traction. They've got a couple of games coming out, and yes, whilst they are ports of old games, just think how good it will be to play
What?
Doom.
Nintendo doing ports of old games and rehashing their IP. I'm shocked. I tell you.
I don't want to get on another rant, but I'm feeling a rant about the mini SNES coming up. Just
Holy shit, let's make things smaller and limit the numbers so everybody has to buy them, and then hike the prices up. So yeah.
like, what's the fucking literally? What is the fucking point of limiting access to it? Because when you do that, all you're doing, it's like going, oh, we're going to make 10 of these things, and we'll absolutely guarantee that we're going to get 10 of these things. Yeah, but the reports are saying that several million people will buy it. Yeah, but if we make 10, we'll definitely sell that 10. Yeah, but then other people are going to sell those 10 for like triple the amount that you sold it for. So wouldn't you just sell 3 times that amount at least, and then you can get 3 times the amount of profit? No. Why? Because Mario lets her go.
The thing is, so if you've got a Raspberry Pi, you can just make that shit yourself. So
fucking, I can get a memory stick. It's this big. And I can put every single NES game on it, and every single SNES game on it, and every single fucking Mega Drive game on it, and I can put that in a computer fucking anywhere and play all of these games for free. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do pirate these games, but when certain companies are making it so fucking hard for you to pick up these old games, maybe they're fucking encouraging it.
you could, and if you really want to have it in like a SNES body, you can go to like, I'm pretty sure you can go some old sort of bring and buy type stores, and they'll be all over the place. Broken ones you can get and stick your Raspberry Pi into it and go, there you go, it's a SNES.
Oh, you can literally buy it. Like one of my best mates, he's got a channel called Mytheron Gaming, which you can check out. He literally has a Raspberry Pi and he plays old games, and it's in the shape of a SNES. And it's fucking great. I went over his house the other day and we played Kirby's Dream Course, and it was brilliant. And he's secretly brilliant at it, having never played it, and I hate him. But it was a good damn time. Yeah, it's super fun, and also really like mindfucky, because you're plugging a SNES controller into a NES to play these games, and then you player 2 turns up with his Xbox controller and puts that into it, and you're like, and then you're playing a Sega game. It's like that meme of Jean-Luc Picard, and it's like, use the Force, Harry, and then it's like Gandalf. Star Trek. You're like, oh! Yeah, so it's a fun experience.
Talking about Star Trek, have you watched Discovery?
I haven't yet.
Yes, I am enjoying it.
Mike hasn't.
By all means, talk about it, because it's not really kind of hit my radar. I spent all my time watching Stranger Things.
Okay, we can talk about Stranger Things.
You love Stranger Things.
Yeah. We'll quickly talk about Discovery, and then we'll go on to Stranger Things. Then Discovery, general consensus then between the two of you is good.
Oh, fucking love it. It is.
They dropped the F-bomb in one of the episodes.
I know.
I was like, holy shit! They had the swears in a Star Trek. It was like, holy shit! What just went on?
It was incredible. It's like the first time that you hear like one of your best friends swear, like someone who's like a devout Christian. They say fuck for the first time. You're like, damn, I wish I fucking recorded that. It's one of them moments that you don't expect, and when it happens, you kind of feel a sense of joy from it. I don't know why, but you do.
No, I feel that, man, because it was like I didn't swear in front of my parents until I was probably about 18. And I remember the first time, because my dad was a big lad, and you didn't do anything, I'm not saying we didn't piss him off, but you knew what you were going to get if you fucked him off. But I remember so I was quite respectful to one of my parents. I didn't swear in front of them, and I remember I'd come back from university, and I was playing a game on his computer when I got back from university, and he was just looking over my shoulder watching me play, and I went fuck, and then I went, oh shit.
So you saw.
Oh yeah, I went fuck, and I went oh shit, and then I sort of kind of looked around, and my dad wasn't like it wasn't bothered. He was just looking at the screen, and I was like, yes, I can swear in front of my parents now, brill.
What's up, fucking mum and dad?
Yeah, what up?
No, like just the occasional. What are you doing?
What's the Rick and Morty swear word? What's the one where he called the little glubs? What are they called?
What?
He says it's like the N word has a baby with the C
What's
word.
Glib globs.
Glib globs, yeah.
Yeah.
Glib globs.
Apologies to any Venaxians or anyone with pointy nipples. Didn't mean it.
What did you think of the end of Rick and Morty then? I suppose we're there. So, what did you think?
Do you know what? I felt slightly disappointed. Don't get me wrong. I love Rick and Morty, still one of my favourite shows, but I don't know. I was expecting something to be a bit more grand, something a bit more.
I think they stopped it. I think they stopped it early.
It just reset itself.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point of the show. Like, nothing matters. They've spent so many times. They spent so much time in the third season putting out all these threads of like, oh fucking hell, it's an overarching story, and then it just went, nah, there isn't. Fuck yourself. Like, that's genius. What I'm going off Rick and Morty as a concept because of the fan base, which I'm finding a lot. Like, fan bases seem to ruin most things.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is not a new thing. This is something that's happened for many big shows. And one of my favourite ones is one of my favourite shows that I still like watch is Better Call Saul. And when that first season came on, because obviously it's following on from Breaking Bad, so many people were really negative about it, and they just really shut it down. And then I know friends that have then watched it onwards, and season 2, season 3, they go, oh, I love this show. I went, hang on, you were taking the piss out of this about a year ago. You said it was really shit, and now you're saying it's good. Sort your fucking self out. Do you like it or don't you like it? Just make up your mind.
I think I wrote a couple of articles for GP about Better Call Saul. Like, there was a website and stuff. That was like it was a really cool promotional website that was just a really shit, like 2001 styley made website with links to.
I've seen that. I love that.
Yeah, with links to the dude's. I've forgotten Walter White's son's name because it's been years since I last watched it. But yeah, like that fundraiser that he had for his dad, that's like there's a link to that on the website, and yeah, it was a really cool little internet hole to fall down.
But do you think? Do you think that is it actually the fans that are ruining it, or is it the fact that you're probably like me in that once things get famous, you're just like, fuck this, why are these people into the shit that I was into it from the beginning? Why are you into it? Because I remember like loads of times.
I think it's the former because of. Do you remember the whole Szechuan sauce incident in America?
Well, this is it. This is exactly what I mean. Like, this is the fucking toxic fan base. The fact is, they waited for 5 hours outside of McDonald's to get 20 packets of a fucking sauce, and then near rioted when it didn't happen. Like, if you're watching the show and you think, oh, that's what it's about, that's how I should react, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you are. There is something fundamentally fucking wrong with you.
This is the thing. A lot of people were moaning about this sauce, but I reckon 99% of the people that were desperate to get this, they probably never even tasted it before. They probably never even heard of it before it was mentioned. And now they're thinking, oh, yeah, well, come on. Everyone knows Szechuan sauce. And I will be honest, I don't. I never remember hearing about this before until they brought it up. And I have the curiosity. I'd like to try it, but...
Mate, there are 100 recipes online.
Yeah.
Like, McDonald's employees... McDonald's, and I'm going to use the finger quotes, chefs, have released the fucking, like, they've released the recipe. Obviously, the McDonald's variant is a bunch of chemicals that are made to taste like the things that you put in the recipe. But yeah, it's all available online. You could nip to the shops, and in 5 minutes you'd have yourself some of that fucking sauce. Apparently, it's not particularly great.
Yeah.
On another, we're talking about cartoons and around. Has anybody seen Big Mouth?
Yeah, I'm
Is that
very
the
iffy
thing
about
that was
this
on
one.
Netflix?
Oh
Yeah.
man, I swear to God,
man, that was
it is
cool.
hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I have never cried so much when the guy starts talking about fucking his pillow. I literally creased over simply because. I'm going to embarrass my brother now, but it's okay. No, let's just say when I was younger, I walked into my brother and he was saying something with his pillow. So the running joke with my brother, if he ever comes on the podcast again, is obviously he's a pillow fucker. And
why you go fuck pillow?
Yeah, so basically every time something pillow related comes in, he just gets and stuff. And literally when that came on, the bit where Jay's talking about fucking his pillow, I just sent it to my brother and I was crying. I was just like, dude,
I mean,
this is
I
you.
think it was written. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know what the staff is behind it. I think there are a couple of names that I recognised when the credits rolled, but it's such a good recollection of what it's like to be that age.
It's true though, because it's funny because it's actually true. It's funny because you're like, holy shit, yeah.
There's nothing there that was overblown.
Yeah,
like the whole the whole gay phase. That could have been such an easy, tropey, boring fucking episode, but it wasn't. It was quite a heartfelt. It was quite a heartfelt exploration of
sexuality,
coming to terms with your with the concept of the fact you might be gay. I had a gay phase. It lasted about 5 seconds. It was when Johnny Depp was like the biggest thing in the world, and I was watching E! Entertainment because my mum has terrible taste in TV, and I wasn't allowed to change the remote. And it was like, coming up next, the life and times of Johnny Depp, and I was like, do I fancy him? And then my thought process went, do I want a dick in my mouth? I don't think I do want a dick. And then I went, okay, cool. I'm not gay. No worries.
Brilliant. Yeah.
One of the things that put me off that series, I don't know why, because I've only seen the trailer. I haven't seen the series, so I'd be tempted to give it.
Well, there, Daniel. You were saying what's put me off the series, and then saying,
yeah, no,
I've only seen the trailer.
What put me off was just, I don't know why, but there's something about the animation that I just didn't get.
It's made by the guys who Family Guy, is it not? I think.
That's the thing. I don't really like Family Guy animation.
What the fuck?
Family Guy animation is. There's something about it that's very, very. I don't want to say simplistic, but it's something about simple shapes.
Yeah.
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 It's no BoJack Horseman.
Oh mate, BoJack Horseman series. I'm on series 4, episode 10 at the minute, I think.
Oh, it's good, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
I
one of
want
those
to say-
ones. I think, remember Sean Wallace, you know, maybe, I haven't got anything to pour, so I'll just go, you know, one for my homies. He's got a girlfriend now, so we don't see him very much anymore. But it's like Sean Wallace. If there was a graph on Sean Wallace's activity for Geek Pride and podcasts, it would be like going up like this. Girlfriend. It's like he had those little dips where obviously his internet was always fucking blowing up and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, and obviously I'm not blaming his girlfriend because she's lovely, but
I am.
and it was like
I'm not.
Geek
I've
Pride,
never met her.
and then
She's lovely.
suddenly
I'm just being
nothing
vitriolic.
whatsoever.
But you talk about like all these Netflix shows, especially the cartoons, and what I think is good about the Netflix ones is that they do seem a bit riskier. They do seem to tackle subjects that you wouldn't normally see on any other show, and particularly BoJack. BoJack, it goes on a lot about depression. It goes on.
It is quite
about,
deep.
You know, bad life choices, and it's just fascinating. It's funny. It's a funny show. But also it makes you think. You know, I'm watching the cartoon. Why am I thinking about all this extensionistic stuff? It's crazy.
Man. Like, the best comedy, in my opinion, is the shit that makes you think. That's why I was really impressed with the show Haters Back Off. If you watch that, like it's a really weird, like kind of cringy show, based on a YouTuber called Miranda Sings, and she plays. On her actual YouTube channel, she plays like a weird, cringy kind of creature, and it was kind of, you're kind of sitting there and you're like, it's kind of like Napoleon Dynamite, but she's got this kind of overinflated ego and whatever, and she thinks she's a star, and but then it all comes crashing down and like kind of towards the end, and you're like, fuck, and it really hits you. I felt the same with I don't know if anyone watched the BBC series Fleabag. Was absolutely fucking phenomenal. If you haven't watched Fleabag, I 100% tell you.
That's somebody telling you should be on another podcast right now, Michael.
No, that is that's someone texting me about my YouTube channel saying that I sounded quite sad. I shouldn't laugh at that. Let me fucking tell you something that happened to me last week, and then I'm gonna have to fuck off. So
we'll have to leave soon. It's been an hour now anyway.
I've been into Parks and Rec over the last couple of weeks because I haven't ever sat down and really watched it, and so now I have, and I got into, you know, obviously Lil Sebastian. If you're not into Parks and Rec, none of this will make any sense. But Lil Sebastian is a horse. Everyone in Pawnee fucking loves this horse, and then the horse dies. Spoilers. And they hold a benefit concert for the horse, and that everyone in Pawnee's there. And Chris Pratt writes this song, and they're saying his character in it is Andy Dwyer, and they're like, Andy, you need to write a memorial song for Lil Sebastian. It's got to be 1,000 times better than Candle in the Wind. So the chorus. At the last bit of the chorus, she just goes, "You're 5,000 candles in the wind," and I put it up on Facebook the other day, just going, for those who know, you know, and I got messages from people that were like, "Hey man, not sure what's going on, but just we're thinking of you, dude." It's a horse, guys. It's a fucking horse. Like, I'm all right. It's a fucking horse. Yeah, man. That made me laugh quite significantly. Go check out 5,000 Candles in the Wind by fictional band Mouse Rat, sung by Chris Pratt, who's now buff and in movies. Yeah, cool. Anyway, lads, you've been wonderful. I got to fuck off because I've got to go and record this other podcast. So big love to you all. I shall see you very soon.
He was here. He talked about vaginas, and now he's gone.
Yeah. Enjoy. Drink milk. Drink more milk. And do push-ups, even if you don't think you can do them, because you will feel better after the first week of doing them.
Right. There you go. Brilliant. Yeah.
Bye,
Mike. Wow. He was like Hurricane Mike, just came in, talked about sex and vaginas, started shouting at Konami, and then
his gay face.
His gay phase, and then left.
Did you notice he finished at the end by saying about the buff Chris Pratt? Didn't just say Chris Pratt, he went the buff Chris Pratt.
Well, you know, I think Mike has sort of some underlying sort of sexual issues that he needs to sort out. You know, it's just sort of. But there you go. Oh man, you gotta admit, having Mike on a podcast is never dull. It's never dull.
Oh, keeps the excitement going.
Yes, he does.
Makes me wish I had a beer in hand as well. Just add up to the idea.
Oh, brilliant! Absolutely amazing. Have any of you? Because we were talking about Netflix, and we'll have to finish soonish and stuff because we've been going for about an hour. But have any of you seen Mind Hunters?
I want to.
It's amazing. It's really good. To be honest, I think anything that Netflix makes generally is gold. I've got to the point now. I've got Sky with loads of the channels. I pay a lot of money for my Sky, and I barely use it now. I literally, as soon as I come in, I just turn on my Netflix and I just watch stuff. And so I'm watching Discovery at the minute. I've watched all of Big Mouth. I've watched all of Mind Hunters. There's a load of documentaries on there, like amazing documentaries on there. So yeah, that's where I spend most of my time. BoJack Horseman, obviously, watching that stuff. Like I've got what's it called, the Amazon one, Amazon Video. Yeah, because I've got Amazon Prime, which I use, but I don't usually. The only time I go and flick onto that is when the movies I want aren't on Netflix, basically. Yeah. So,
I will say there are 3 shows in particular I do love watching on Amazon Video. Batman the Animated Series, because all the episodes of that are on there, and I love that show. Transparent, which I've only watched about a season of, but that's surprisingly really good. I got quite hooked on that. And Mr. Robot.
Oh, Mr. Robot. Yep.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
But you talk about Sky, say about Sky not being worth it. Have you had the chance to watch Inhumans yet?
No, I'm a bit sort of. I've heard so many bad things about it. I'm just sort of like, I don't even know if I want to waste my time. I'm sort of currently, the only things I watch is Sky currently. Obviously, I watch The Flash. I watch The Arrow. I watch Legends of Tomorrow, though I'm really struggling with Legends of Tomorrow. I don't watch Supergirl anymore because I gave up on that after the first season and just like cannot hack
soppy.
it. It's just soppy. It's really, it's sort of old school. Look, people like it because it is very kitschy. It's kind of old school, like Lois and Clark used to be back in the 90s and stuff, but I just don't like it. They're just, it's getting to the point now where even all Arrow, which was generally a bit darker, is getting a bit more comical. Flash, which is a bit of both, is getting a bit more sort of kind of stupid as well. And Legends of Tomorrow is really
just crap.
It's I'm watching it because I'm kind of hoping, but it's like they're just going around fucking up history, and it's annoying. I'm a history buff, so it's annoying me because they're getting the stuff when they talk about history is wrong anyway.
You mean that when they almost killed George Lucas as well?
It's just the whole thing is just getting to me now. I'm just like, it's getting worse and worse, and I'm just like.
They've got Matt Ryan coming in halfway through the season as Constantine again.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
because
he was good.
Really loved Matt Ryan as Constantine.
Well, is he going to be in Legends Tomorrow or The Arrow?
He's going to be in Legends tomorrow for 2 episodes.
Oh, okay, that'll be good because he was good, and it was good in The Arrow, and I think they should bring him back as well.
The CW should really make that.
They're doing an animated Constantine, about 8 episodes, but they're only going to be about 10 minutes long. I just think cancel Legends.
There was an animated Vixen thing that went on there.
That was brilliant.
That was good, but how many people do you think watched that?
Not many at all.
Exactly.
Someone goes, what?
Yeah. He needs a proper show, and I think they are missing like magic because you've got realism with Arrow, you've got your sci-fi with Legends of Tomorrow, and your it's a mix of sci-fi and
action stuff with the Flash. You got like an action / fantasy almost.
Did you watch Defenders?
I did.
Yeah, I did. I was sorely disappointed.
It wasn't as bad as Iron Fist, but it was sort of.
It tried to force Iron Fist to the forefront of every second piece of dialogue. He was introducing himself as the bloody immortal Iron Fist.
Yes, this is the Iron Fist. I'm pretty sure we know who you are now, buddy. All due respect to Finn Jones, he's a great guy, but not
terrible
sort of
writers. I'll be interested to see what they do with him in Luke Cage season 2 because he is confirmed to be making an appearance with that, and I hope
We've got the Punisher as well, actually.
Yeah, Punisher's first.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that because that could explore the Heroes for Hire. So, because the two of them in the comics worked together, and so it could be interesting to see where they work with that. Daredevil season
3.
Kingpin's coming back.
All right, cool. That'll be good.
King.
Do you know that they're doing Iron Fist season 2 as well?
Do they have to?
Yeah, do you know what? You know what? Let's just say, because I watch like Legends Tomorrow and things like that. It's not as bad as that, so it's watchable. It's just because you're used to those things being super amazing. You've watched Daredevil and the Daredevil season 2, and you're like, best things ever, and then obviously you're a bit.
There's always one scene to watch out for in sort of like the Marvel Netflix films, and it's the one where they're sort of like having a massive ass battle in a corridor. It's the
long,
corridor
continuous scene. Love
every
it.
single every single series. There's one episode that just has that, and I have to say that I loved in the Defenders where they were just in the building and just gradually grouping up and then making their way.
That was good.
The guy who did The Raid, he's doing a new movie. And I can't remember.
Gareth Evans.
I'm not sure if it's a superhero. Fuck, it's going to annoy me. It's a
superhero one. I can't remember.
It is, yeah, and he's doing it. And I think that could be...
I'm looking him up now. I'm going to see what the film is, because I have heard something about this.
Yeah, just have a quick shifty. Have a look.
Deathstroke,
that's it. It is Deathstroke. Now that could be good. That could be good.
That could be amazing.
Yeah.
Because Deathstroke is one of like the ideal characters to have, like one of those bloody action thriller. Because he's the best hitman in the DC universe.
Do we just see there's something about all these DC films though? They're announcing all these different movies because they've cast Shazam, and I'm a bit weary about Zachary Levi. But they've already planned a Black Adam spin-off. It's like, hang on, let's actually get Shazam.
They've got a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah.
Like, hang on, get Justice League out of the way first.
Yeah, Justice League very soon. It hasn't been slated in the previews, so
that's good. Yeah,
fingers crossed.
It's just under 2 hours as well, making it the shortest film of all the DC movies so far.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I still haven't seen Batman vs Superman.
If you do watch it, Daniel, watch the extended edition. It makes a bit more sense, and I think it's a better film for it and stuff. So it's just it's not great, but it's not. I don't think it's shit, but it's not great.
I mean, I went in to see Suicide Squad, and so that shows just.
I like Suicide Squad. You know what?
I like it.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of turn around to me.
CGI.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was alright.
There were some bits I liked about it, and some bits I didn't. But yeah, the beginning where it sort of like spoils the ending of Batman versus Superman. It kind of told me all I need to know for going to Justice League.
Superman's dead.
Yeah, that's quite literally.
Fucking hell! God damn it!
When I was watching it though, I was starting to expect, because in the first couple of scenes you see a bit of Batman, and I was really hoping it was going to be almost like the Assault on Arkham animated film, which I absolutely love. I was hoping it was going to be something similar to that, and after that, Batman's gone. It's like, hang on, what's happened here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Anyway, gentlemen, we're going to have to call this now because we've been on for just about an hour and a quarter, and I'm finding it really weird that I can hear what you guys are saying because obviously. Because Mike's not here to shout over everybody.
Shall we say one thing we're looking forward to wrap up?
Yeah.
I figure that might help bring it to a close. So shall I start off?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. up until recently, I was really, really sort of like passive about what's going to be the last Pokemon game for the 3DS. However, in the latest trailer they brought out, they're bringing for Pokemon Ultra, what is it, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. They're bringing back Team Rocket, and not just Team Rocket. They're bringing back every sort of like leader of every antagonist generation back to be under sort of like to send off the Pokemon series on handheld console, because they're preparing for the Switch version.
I didn't know they were bringing back Team Rocket.
Yeah, it's like
wow.
it was an announcement that dropped today, and so you've got it. They've got a really dumb name though, Team Rainbow Rocket, but it has every single representative of every single antagonist team that has been in the generation of Pokemon games. So it's made me definitely want to buy it, because I was slightly, oh god, it is literally just going to be the old one, which I have, plus a little bit of extra content. It does seem like they are doubling down on, no, it's not just a little bit extra content. There is a lot of stuff here. We are adding lots to the story, changing the story ever so slightly, and some of it looks good. You can collect all the legendary Pokemon, it looks like, all of the famous, iconic baddies. You're going to be facing up against them.
I literally have zero interest in Pokemon. It has never been on my radar, ever.
Oh no, Pokemon's awesome.
It's kind of been something that I've had since childhood, because I was raised on handhelds. My parents never got me a console for TV. They didn't really like violence in video games.
I think they just used that, Daniel, so you didn't fuck with their TV time. It's like, yeah, we don't agree with violence on the computer game, so you're not allowed a console. Haha, that fool, he fell for it. We're not going to let him use our TV, motherfucker.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to later this month.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to, and Christina has said no love for Thor. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing.
You've got to watch Thor.
I'm looking forward to seeing the new Thor film. So yeah,
we're waiting until everyone in the family is free, and then we're all going out.
Yeah. You know what, Daniel, I like that, because when we used to do family trips to go and see the Lord of the Rings films when they came out, so we'd go and see the Lord of the Rings film. Then the next year we'd watch the DVD of the last one, then go and see the second one, and then we watch the DVD, watch them back, both and do that way and stuff. And it's good family trips to the cinema are good. We actually brought my mother, who has zero interest in geek stuff, superhero films and things that generally explode. And we brought her the Batman versus Superman a couple of Christmases ago. And so yeah. And what about you, John? What are we looking for too?
As we've already mentioned a little bit, I'm looking forward to Justice League. That I know there's a lot of anticipation on it. A lot of people very unsure whether or not it's going to be good. But for me, throughout my whole life, Batman has always been my favourite superhero, and to see this team up finally, because Justice League, the cartoon, the Justice League one, is still one of my favourite cartoons of all time, and it was because of that idea that Batman was able to integrate with all these heroes. This is a normal guy, and he's facing this world, and to see someone who is, all right, he's got billions of dollars and loads of gadgets, but he's able to put himself in this world, and he's able to make himself probably the centre point of all these powerful people, all these big set pieces, and I'm going to be looking at it thinking, wow, I'm watching a Batman film where he's got Wonder Woman, he's got Aquaman, he's got Superman, he's got
spoilers.
Well, that's it. That's who's already been confirmed in the film.
I know, yeah.
But,
I love it to be a massive fake out, and sort of like they've got sort of like some Lobo. They've brought in Lobo. Just
that would be so good. What I'd love to see from this film the most is that I'd like to see that they kind of build on what they've already done through the other films. They make a bit more sense of the characters, that they actually make it so you're not looking at Batman thinking, oh God, why is Batman so moody? Why is he so depressed all the time? Or why is Wonder Woman got to be the only good person in the DCEU? I want it to be that you look at these heroes, you look at all 5, 6, however many heroes there's going to be, and that at the end of it, you kind of go, right, I'm looking forward to a Flash film. I'm looking forward to Aquaman, and I am looking forward to Aquaman. I think that would be quite good. But I want to come out of that film thinking, yes, that was brilliant. I now want the DCEU to be my next favourite franchise.
Yeah. I love Superman, Man of Steel. I thought was amazing, and then it was a bit of a downturn when they did Batman versus Superman. Obviously, Wonder Woman's brought it back up again, but so we'll see what Justice League does. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Now, to end this out, I was going to play Mike's little GP song, but because Mike works very hard, and I know he's always promoting things, but he is a very talented chap. I will play you. Obviously, you two won't be able to hear this, but I will. People who are listening and watching, I will play you a bit of Mike's single, which you can get on iTunes. It's called Night Beast. It's by his band called Glitter Wolf. So I'm going to play a little bit of this. This is Mike singing. They've got an album coming out, so have a good listen. I'll stop it and then we'll say goodbye. So just bear with us 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because obviously I want to play the whole thing. Got to go and buy it. But there you go. Christina says that sounds really good. Yeah, that's Mike's single. Band called Glitter Wolf, called Night Beast. It's on iTunes. His band is releasing their album this month. So with that retro bombshell, we're going to end it here. Thank you very much for everybody who has commented, who's been watching. Thanks to everybody who's going to be listening to this on iTunes, on Google Play. You can download us from the website. You can download us on Twitch and YouTube, etc. So thank you very much, everybody. I have been Matt Geary. John Joe has been John Joe.
I have indeed.
And Daniel has been Daniel.
And I have been thoroughly impressed that you made it past Mike's sex talk.
Let us move across that. So thanks very much, everybody. Good night.
Good night.